This year, of all the new games I've played, one has really stood out as the best game. The Legendary Tactics creators got together back in June and we played 10 different games as the channel celebrated the 10,000 subscriber mark together. We binged on games, but one of this pack really shone for me. So I wanted to share 5 reasons why I love it and 1 reason why I don't. As we tend to do when we get together, the LT gang played games for almost 24 hours straight. Of these 10 games though, and of all the games I've played this year, the game I've enjoyed the most is Shasn. This political strategy game came out in 2021 and I was coerced to play it by NATO, who assured me that it was a great game. He was absolutely right. The first reason I love Shasn is because of its beautiful components. From the classy box finish, to the gorgeous velvet baggies, to the recessed double-layered game board that locks your voters into place, to the tokens. This game is gorgeous. The card storage boxes even have magnets to hold them shut. I love how this game looks when it's on the table. The board is appealing with both its symmetry and its asymmetry, and even the rulebook is designed very professionally. They haven't skimped on paper by trying to pack too much information on each page, so the rules feel really accessible and not too intimidating for someone like me who hates learning a new game. My second reason I love this game is for its mechanics. It's an area control game, so I'm naturally inclined to love it, but what sets this game apart from others is how you earn your voters, which are your basic currency in the game to win each voting district. At the start of each turn, players answer a question from one of these decks: India 2019-20, The Future of Humanity, The Fall of the Republic, or USA 2019-2020. Based on how you answer, you're rewarded with different types of resources. For example, if you believe that cryptocurrencies should be considered legal tender, then you're the capitalist. If you support a wealth tax, then you're an idealist. If you think English should be the only language used in schools and government offices, you're the Supremo. And if you think we should have strict controls on research for gene editing, then you're the showstopper. So this leads me to my third reason for loving this game. I love how the Ideologues come into play. There are 4 of them: the capitalist, who's primarily concerned with making money; the showstopper, who's very like a populist with special influence; the Supremo, who can be a little heavy-handed like an authoritarian leader; and the idealist, who focuses on the social benefits of each question. Each of these represent a different style of politics. If you answer the questions based on your real-life beliefs, your politician will be a reflection of who you are. However, since it's a game, you can also try to game the system and answer based on what resources you need or what powers you want to earn. If you find yourself answering 3 questions as, say, an idealist, you unlock the level 3 power, which gives you a resource discount. If you unlock the level 5 power, you can convert your opponent's voters into yours. These buffs are really good and can dramatically swing a game in your favor. Overall, I love how the powers influence the strategy of the game, and I love how people are torn between answering what they really believe and what they need to believe to get the buff they need. My fourth reason for loving this game is how replayable it is. Headlines add a lot of variety to each game, and they have different consequences and effects that really spice up the gameplay and make it less linear. For example, here's one from Russia with Love. A group of Russian hackers gain access to the servers of all candidates, revealing their campaign strategies. In this case, every player reveals 1 conspiracy card. Likewise, the conspiracy cards are purchased by players to craft a unique tool set to throw off their opponents or to make a power play. For example, with Talking Smack, you annihilate your opponents in a televised debate, and your opponents need to discard voters based on how many ideologues they have. The instructions offer a variety of scenarios to play through, so the game feels a little like a campaign. My 5th reason for loving this game is its theme. It's important to me that a game's mechanics parallel or complement its themes. This is absolutely the case here. In Shasn, players are essentially simulating the creation of a political persona. This may or may not reflect who you are as you try to get the votes you need to win, but there's a constant balance between your beliefs and your morality and your ability to progress on the board. There are different paths to victory as you need to constantly adjust your real-time strategy to what the other players are doing. So there's a tug-of-war feel to the game as you sway voters and find the best way to sabotage and destabilize your opponents. And if you're enjoying this review, please stab the subscribe button now and give the video a like. This really helps our channel out. On to the one reason I don't like this game. There's one major drawback. While some may say that the art is a little too Andy Warholish for them, I don't actually mind it. It's certainly unique and just a little bit creepy, which to me isn't a problem since the ideologues are in fact meant to be extreme representations of each political perspective, so they're bound to be a little nutty looking. But what could potentially be problematic with this game is who you play it with and the tensions that may be created. Some of the issues are marked as sensitive or very sensitive, such as whether players would legalize marijuana or use military drone strikes. Other questions, such as whether police should have the power to search an individual based solely on suspicion, could cause players to have an uncomfortable discussion. And there are many other questions that veer into very uncomfortable subjects that I'm not showing on screen here. While I think talking about these issues is really important, and I don't personally mind having these discussions with friends, players may find themselves in an awkward argument if they don't agree with each other on the issues. Sure, you could argue that you chose a perspective just for the sake of winning the tokens you need, but some players may actually find themselves getting more invested in the issues in an unhealthy way than they really want for a casual gaming night. Despite the need to play this game selectively with people who are open to discussions about politics, I still love it. I love that it blends real discussions and ideologies with the tactical placement of voters on the board. I love that it's a relatively short game at about an hour and a half. It feels really snappy, it moves really quickly, and also there are so many decisions to make that impact the outcome of the game. Overall, this is a fabulous game. If you haven't had a chance to play it, you should give it a try. And let me know in the comments what you think of it. Thanks so much for your time.